What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Linda Opanga. I'm a registered pharmacist in Kenya, and in this channel I just talk about health and pharmacy practice. So if you have any questions regarding your health, regarding pharmacy practice, please let us interact in the comment section and feel free to subscribe. Thank you so much. So today I want to make a very special video, and one of you requested for this, and I will just read the information. Dr. Linda Opanga, I have a question about cleaning the ass. How to clean after pooping? Many people don't use water. My partner doesn't use it. Is it safe to just use toilet paper? Does it even get clean when only using paper? I'm using toilet paper first, then use the water, then wipe with the toilet afterwards. Please answer. It's an emergency. So this led me to actually create a Google form where I shared across various WhatsApp groups. And sorry I have taken long because Google flagged my questionnaire, so I couldn't get the answers. But then the back and forth, I've been able to retrieve some of the information. So let's get to the topic of the day, which is a better way to clean your ass. Let's get into it. The reason why actually this is a concern, it's because I'm going to talk about the importance of anal and vaginal hygiene. So basically, some of these communicable diseases, especially parasitic infections, they are spread through the fecal oral route. This means that one gets these diseases because of contamination. Maybe someone comes across like this contaminated feces, doesn't wash their hands, then goes and touches food, eats the food, then they get the parasite. So another reason, it's because for ladies actually we tend to get recurrent infections because of improper hygiene, both in the anal and the vaginal area. So you know, like for the female, there's very little distance between your anus and your vagina. So if you don't clean yourself properly, then you might end up getting infections. So let's look into the first question. The first question I asked is, do you clean yourself after peeing? Yes and no. So out of those responses, I got like at least 90% of you said you clean yourself after peeing, then the rest said no. Then the next question was, if you clean yourself, what do you use? First of all, I have to say that it is very important, both the male and the female, you should clean yourself after peeing. Yes, I know males do not do that. You go there, do your thing, shake, and then no, it is not very hygienic. So it is important to clean yourself after peeing. Then number two is, what do you use? So there's tissue paper, there's water and tissue, wet wipes, shake and leave. So most people actually say they use tissue paper after peeing. So the best practice is actually to use water. Like when you pee, actually you're supposed to use water. That's why you need a bidet in your bathroom. So you use the water and then pat with a towel or pat with a tissue. So do not rub. Like when you actually go to pee, do not rub yourself, because when you rub yourself, you might cause injuries. It will actually leave you with tissue residue. So the best way is to pat until the place is dry. So once you use the water, take your tissue, pat the area until it is dry. Next, do you clean yourself after pooping? Yes, no, sometimes. So most people said yes, which is good. And then this is where now the problem comes in. Like, what do you use to clean yourself? So the first one was water and tissue. Soap, water and tissue, tissue only, wet wipes, fingers, leaves from trees, wet wipes and tissue, and others. And I was actually surprised to see that some people still use leaves from trees. Some people use their fingers, which is very nasty. You should stop that. So basically the recommended way to do is to also use the bidet. So use the water. And make sure as you use the water, if you're a female, make sure the water is actually away from the vaginal area. So make sure as you use your bidet, you spray the water away from the vagina towards the anal canal, because when you spray the other way around, you're actually bringing the fecal matter near your vagina, and this can actually result in infection. So it's important that you know how to actually use the water properly. So use the water and then tap with a tissue. And the reason why I'm actually advocating for water is because I'll give you this analogy. So for example, you have feces on your hands. Are you just going to wipe them with a tissue and leave, or you're going to wash your hands? So that is the same practice that you should transfer when you're actually pooped. Because sometimes you realize when you're actually going to the toilet, you might wipe yourself. but then it will leave some residues. Remember, that place has moisture. Like you'll sit, you'll sweat, and then moisture will lead to growth of bacteria, so you'll end up getting an infection. So the best way is actually to use water and clean yourself, pat yourself dry with either the tissue or the towel. Then next, you can also use wet wipes, although the wet wipes should not have a fragrance, and they should not be antibacterial wet wipes. This is because when you use antibacterial wet wipes, you're actually killing your normal flora, and this can expose you to infection. Another thing that you want to do is to be gentle. So do not rub that area. You're supposed to pat it dry, because constant rubbing can lead to anal fissures, and this can actually, they can become infected. Of us usually do this. Like I've also been a victim. Like you use the tissue, you look at it, you see that there's still some fecal matter that is remaining, so you take another tissue, rub, take another tissue, rub. No, that is not recommended. Also, avoid using medicated and scented soaps when actually you're washing yourself. So do not wash yourself with medicated soaps and any antibacterial soaps. This is because they will also kill the normal flora, which is the normal good bacteria that is supposed to protect you from infections. So when you kill this bacteria, then you're predisposing your skin. Remember that skin is very sensitive there. So when you actually kill this normal bacteria, then you will not have any defense or immune system. So any bacteria that comes, then it will lead to an infection. Next is always keep the area dry. I have said before that that place is not supposed to have any kind of moisture. That's why when you use the water, make sure you pat with the tissue or pat with the towel until it is dry. This is because when there's moisture, you're actually encouraging bacteria to grow, and you'll end up getting infections. Avoid skin to contact with that fecal matter, which means that you're not supposed to actually put the water on your hands and then like wash it. No, because you're going to touch the feces. When you touch the feces, you actually there's a risk of transmitting a fecal oral infection. Next question was, if you use wet wipes, which one do you use? We have baby wipes and antibacterial wet wipes and other wet wipes. So it is better to use the baby wipes, because these ones, they are not antibacterial. I've already told you antibacterial wet wipes will actually cause you infections. And someone suggested that there's a type of tissue that is actually flushable, like the wet wipes. There's flushable wet wipes, so if you can get them, then that is actually better. Then the next question was, how do you wipe yourself? The first one was front to back or back to front. By front to back, I mean from the urethra to your anus, or from the vaginal area to your anus, or from your penis to your anus. And then back to front is from your anal area to the vagina, or the anal area to actually the penis. So it is important that the correct way is to wipe yourself front to back, because if you do it back to front, then remember that area has bacteria and the feces might be contaminated. So when you wipe from back to the front, then it means that you're introducing bacteria to your vaginal area, and this can lead to infections. Do you wash your hands after using the toilet? If so, how frequently? So most people say they wash, some people say sometimes, some people say they never wash their hands. So it is important to wash your hands every time you visit the toilet. Use soap and water, because remember, at this point, you've touched that area. Maybe you might have been in contact with your fecal matter, and then you might go out and spread your diseases. Lastly, I asked, what color of toilet paper do you use? So there's the white one, and then there's the colored one. So the reason why I asked this, it's because the colored tissues, sometimes they contain dyes, and these dyes can lead to allergies. There were some studies that have been done in India on people who've used like the colored tissue. They ended up developing allergies. So it is important that you actually prefer the white tissue over the colored tissue. Studies have also been done that show that white tissue decomposes much faster than the dyed tissue. So it's also environmentally friendly. So as I wrap it up, it is important that you use water or a bidet. Install a bidet in your toilet. I'll insert a picture of how it looks like, because number one, it will reduce the risk of transmission of the fecal oral diseases like parasitic infections like E. coli that are actually transmitted through this route. Then number 2, the reason why I'm advocating for you to use water, it helps prevent diseases, especially urinary tract infections for women. So keeping that area clean will actually prevent you from getting recurrent urinary tract infections and any other bacterial infections that you might come across. The reason why you should actually use water, it's because it helps you to remove all the fecal matter present. So if you use a tissue, remember I said sometimes the fecal matter might not all be gone, but when you use water, it will be clean. It's just the same way you wash your hands. And lastly, we all want to feel fresh. We all want to prevent false smells. So if you use water, it will actually be better. You will prevent false smells and you will actually feel much more fresh. I hope this video has been helpful for you. So today, please remember, always use water when you're cleaning yourself, especially after pooping, because it is important for hygiene. So if you have any questions or anything controversial regarding this topic, let me know in the comment section. And also, if you need any health topic for me to discuss, let me know it in the comment section, then we'll be able to discuss. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.